Now, the other day I made a video on a product called Rough Enough, which was a fanny pack and or a sling bag, depending on how you wanted to wear it, and it weighed about 4 pounds. Now, people make EDCs everyday carry, and I guess because it's a lot of fun to make, but to me they don't have a whole lot of purpose. To me, what would have more purpose is a very small medical bag that whenever you get into a situation, it gets you out. There's another one I seen where a school had the police come in and hold back for 45 minutes. Nobody was going in, and the shooter was just taking people out. And they wouldn't even let the emergency personnel in because it's not a safe area. And same thing applies wherever you go. Until they take out the threat, the ambulance drivers could be sitting out there for half an hour while you're bleeding out. Nobody's going to help you except yourself. Your kids should know how to put a tourniquet on. Your kids should know how to do these things, and they should carry one in their bag. But let me explain some other things. Rough Enough has tool bags, okay? And I've used one of their tool bags to carry things specifically. As you can see, the tool bag's right there in green. Okay? So, look at that. I take that out. That's it. All these other medical supplies, I don't need because something big has gone down. And basically, it's referred to as trauma. So, if I keep all my trauma in one bag, then I'm not sitting here searching. So, if it gets shot in the arm or the leg, you slap on a tourniquet, hopefully everything, and write down the date and time, and hopefully everything's done before the 2 hours and you're at the hospital so they can remove the tourniquet. Another problem is seeing. I have a very high-end flashlight that goes on my head, and it's referred to as a night cord. This one is very, very bright. I think I paid around $90 for it. So I don't want to be sitting there saying, I can't see. So I open this, the headlamp goes on, and now we see what we got to see. Tourniquet, good. On their arms and legs, go as high as you can is usually the general rule. And please get proper tourniquets. Now, another thing I like to have is Celox gauze. Now, this stuff, okay, is better than any other product out there. You got products that are high on the list that are advertising that are charging you 20 bucks for a couple little things. And I don't want to say their names, but everybody swears up and down by them. This is actually the best you can buy. This runs about $30. Ideally, in time, you buy one here, you buy one there, and you just keep beefing up your kit is what you do. So, you get a hole in your belly, all right? You rip this open. You just start shoving it in with your thumbs, your fingers. You want to put the pressure to it. You want that bleeding to stop. The chemical goes off. It starts making the blood gooey. And then you move over to gauze. And then you start shoving that in. And if you get one in, grab another gauze and shove it in. Normally you'll get to 1.5 or something like that if you're packing. And then you want to keep it tight. Idea is to stop the bleeding. And that's the whole plan. Now if you get shot in the chest, you can't use this. You'll hurt yourself or whoever you're applying it to. You're then going to want to run, I believe they call it a leaking chest. This is a big rubber sticker. And basically you open it. Here's where you'll hear the air coming out. Take it, spread it apart almost all the way, not quite, till you almost get to the end. Then slap it on, then pull it off, and then rub it on it really good. Look for a hole in the back, do the same thing. And this is going to help them breathe. Ideally, I should have at least 3 or 4 of these, but these are like 17 bucks. And again, when you start pricing what you need in your kit, it's not cheap things. I've seen people that they'll run like crazy glue, for example. And they'll say, okay, crazy glue's awesome. And it's not. You know, crazy glue creates scars. It disintegrates skin. It's not really that good. I mean, it's better than nothing, But to make it your primary carry and sit back and say, okay, spent my money. No. You have to actually get medical glue. Medical glue, it's a little bit more money, but it actually has antibiotics in it. It actually is protected from water. So if it's raining, if you're out in the bush, for example, I carry medical glue. You know, I used to hear people say tampons or pads, and I used to shake my head and go, people, are you for real? You get a gunshot wound, you start shoving a tampon in there, you're probably going to need about 20 of them. And I'm not kidding. You're not going to just shove this in the hole, go in the hole, okay, perfect. Now it's going to expand, everything's going to stop. Oh my God, I'm a genius. That ain't going to happen, okay? You're going to need this and gauze. Can never have too much gauze. So I've made a kit inside the Rough Enough tool pouch that's basically a trauma kit. And because it has, I have a pen light here, and that's just some things I have in here that I'm slowly building up on this Rough Enough tool bag. It is big enough to carry what I need for a trauma kit, so I can just pull that out and not even look at this. Because the stuff in here, the only thing that's going to help me here is maybe an ace bandage and some gauze. Well, I can see where that is. And then I'm over into this stuff. And don't be putting stuff like tampons and crazy glue. And why? You have time to order on Amazon. Yes, you pay a little bit more. Wait for it to come in. Build your pack. Take your time. And like I said, you could be in a situation where you're in the mall. Somebody else got shot. Maybe you didn't. You could immediately pull one of your tourniquets from inside this kit, or from inside the bag, or from your waist where I carry mine. Apply the tourniquet, put the date and time with a magic marker on it. The blood has stopped. It's going to hurt like hell. They're going to cry. You have to keep telling them, look, this is necessary. We need to stop the bleeding. Just try to be strong. Stay with me on this. And they're going to be very, very angry because of the pain they're going to receive. There's nothing about this stuff that feels good. So keep that in mind. I don't care if you give them 10 Tylenols. It ain't going to matter. And don't do that. That's too much. But overall, it's scary that people are doing this stuff and they're not thinking. If you don't have any idea what you're doing, go take a course. Go ask the police, is there a course I can take? And figure out how this trauma stuff really works. Don't be lazy. Don't be stupid. This is going to save your life. And carry the proper stuff. And that's just a give me. Do you know how to do mouth-to-mouth? I've taken mouth-to-mouth training probably 14 times in my life. When I was younger in my 20s, I used to be a lifeguard. I mean, mouth-to-mouth training has changed so much. It's like every friggin' 3 years it was changing. Oh, now we do it this way. Now we do it that way. I was just shaking my head, is what I was. Do you know how to give somebody mouth-to-mouth resuscitation without touching your mouth to them? There's a technique to that. It's not called mouth-to-mouth, though. But some basic medical help. People drowning if you go boating. Shooters, they could be in Target, they could be in Walmart, they could be anywhere. And obviously, the more tourniquets you carry, the better. Like, I had a conversation with a guy on Facebook, and he says, oh, I only carry one tourniquet because no more is going to be needed. The odds of me, my wife, and my kid actually getting hurt are 1 in 20,000. And I was like, so this guy went and researched how many odds this took, and he got it off the CDC. And I wrote back to him, and I says, this is the same CDC that told us we needed that COVID shot? And he stopped typing. I mean, a person should have 2 tourniquets minimum. Because you'll go and put a tourniquet on, and maybe down here still bleeding. Maybe you screwed up. You didn't get it completely tight. Well, you put another one underneath it. You don't take that one off. I mean, the blood's pretty much almost stopped. So then you add the second one below it. And now you make sure that you get that blood cut off, and you needed 2. Write your time and dates and so on and so forth. But you can't have enough tourniquets. I mean, inside this Rough Enough tool belt, I can probably put a tourniquet on this side, a tourniquet on this side, I can probably get one more of these in there. My magic marker and stuff over here. And you can build your kit. So now when you need it, grab it, put it down. And because this stuff's like 30 bucks, well, a lot of people are like, well, I don't really want to buy that because it's that much money. They'll go spend $40, $50 on a knife, but they won't spend 30 bucks on their health. How's that make any sense? It doesn't. Build a trauma kit, okay? Get the seals for your chest. These come in different sizes. Get the big one. And, you know, they have directions on the back. Give them a good read every now and then. Keep your mind refreshed. But this stuff is going to save your life or your grandkids or your kid or anybody else's life for that matter, your husband, your wife. You can't make sure that you know how to apply this stuff, how to punch it in a wound, and your wife doesn't, because now she can't save you. And when they practice on you and they actually do medical, they actually have these artificial legs that they pump blood into, and they have you pack the wound, and they create a live situation so you understand what you're doing. They really do. You'll hear people say, well, I need training with my handgun. You probably need more training with medical than you do with a handgun. I hate to tell you. You know, there's nothing saying you're going to get the first shot off and everybody's going to be safe and you saved the day. Bullshit. Every time you heard about a shooter going into a supermarket or a mall or anything, you've seen that they were practicing with their ARs and stuff a lot more hours than you were. So, your everyday carry should be some type of bag, maybe a rough enough bag for carrying a fanny pack, and make sure your tourniquets are staged and get the proper medical equipment. I'll have some links below for the good stuff, and it'll help you start to build your own kit that will actually keep you alive. So please don't get all gung-ho like G.I. Joe and think you're going to be the, the big hero. Be the guy that saves people. It's going to make a lot more sense. I'll catch you guys on the next one.